Hi everyone, it's Tamara here for lalalandcrafts with another card making tutorial. This week I'll be doing an interactive card using Retro Marci. I'll be doing some Copic coloring of the images and then we'll do the card making tutorial. So let's get started. Now I've stamped out Marci's legs separately and just extended them a little bit, as this will be being placed at the bottom of the card and the top of Marci will be sitting over the top so that we can make her swing back and forth. So I'll just put on some more music while I just colour up Marci's legs. So I've fussy cut Marci's legs already, and now I'm just going to fussy cut the bottom of Marci, removing those legs. And I just want to make sure that there is no white border around this edge, just so that when they sit over the legs, they look perfectly matched. I've pre-stamped out my sentiment and we'll be using the scallop sentiment banners to cut that out. And I've also coloured up Varsity Jacket Luca, and I'm going to make him as a poster that Marci's got on her wall, like we all did when we were young, of our favourite kind of rock star up on her wall. I'll also be using the retro radio die, so I'm just going to cut that out of some black and red cardstock and a bit of silver cardstock for some of the elements. So we'll get that all stuck together. So I've got the speakers that go with it and also the little dial. So we'll get that all glued onto our base of our radio. So I'm just using a little bit of glue to attach all the elements. Try not to use too much, otherwise it can get a little bit of glue coming out. So just a small amount on each of these. Just using my tweezers to get that attached easier. And also my little pickup tool to get that little dial attached. Just make sure that's centered. And we'll get all our little dots. I found this was easier to actually put the glue on the radio itself for these little small elements, and just get that lined up with my pick just to make sure that's even and centered. And we'll just get the little knobs popped on there, again just putting that glue on there and just using my pickup tool to get all of those attached to the radio front. I'll be also cutting out some record dies, just a small one from the record die set, in black and red. I know this, we always had some records lying around when we're listening to music and dancing around our room, so I just wanted a few records lying around as Marci's listening to her favourite songs on the radio. So I've got that all attached. Now I wanted to make some wallpaper for Marci's bedroom, so I'll have all the measurements of the cardstock used in the description box below, and I'm just using a bit of grey cardstock for the flooring of Marci's bedroom, so that will just sit down the bottom. And then for a skirting board, I've just grabbed a piece of white cardstock and I'll get that cut down to size. Again, all the measurements will be down below. And that will be our little skirting board. I'm just going to roughly work out now where everything's going to sit so I know how big I need the flooring panel to be. I've cut it to size kind of lengthwise, but for the height I'm just going to work out where Marci's legs will be and where her body sits over the top, and just make sure I've got enough room for all my elements to sit on the card front. So I've got that all lined up now, and I'll just grab a pencil, just move that across slightly and mark where I need to cut that. I've just grabbed out my tonic trimmer and we'll just cut above that pencil line. Now I'll just glue the floor to the base of the wallpaper that I'm using. So that's all attached, and then we'll get our skirting board attached on the top of that, and that basically will hide that join and make it look like a real room that Marci's dancing in. So we'll work on our interactive elements now. I've cut 2 pieces of cardstock, both for the pull tab and also for the piece that Marci will sit on with her body. This was a great tutorial that I learnt from Laura Davallo, so I thought it would work perfectly for Marci for this image. So I'm just glued those together just to make sure they're nice and sturdy. And now I just need to work out where I need to glue Marci's legs. So I'll just get a little bit of glue on each of these and just get them attached to our floor. Just making sure they're lined up so they're straight as they would be if you just stamp them directly onto the cardstock. I've grabbed out a pencil and I'm just going to lightly trace around Marci so I know where I have the room to cut out my opening, because we definitely don't want any part of that opening showing on the outside of where Marci's body will sit. I've grabbed out my die cutting machine and I'm just going to grab a small circle that will fit in between where our pencil marks are and do some partial die cutting. I just need a small arc for our tab to go through, so it's easy just to do some partial die cutting with a circle die just to cut that, but you can use a craft knife. So just make sure you put the top plate only on the portion of where you're wanting to cut, and I'll show how this is now cut out a half circle for our tab to go through. And there we have it. So make sure you erase those pencil lines from where we had them marked for Marci's body. Now we just want to work out where all our hole punches will go in our panel and also in our tabs, both the top tab and also the pull tab. So I'm just going to line the tab that will have Marci's body attached, and I'll just get that stuck down with washi tape and just make sure that's hidden behind Marci's body. So that looks good. So we'll just turn that over, make sure that's lined up straight, and get this attached down with another piece of washi tape. So I'm just going to now mark where I want our first hole to be punched, and I've already put the word pull on the pull tab, so I'm just going to line that up and work out where our top tab will attach to our pull tab. So make sure you know with this tab, with the pull tab, it will stick out a little bit further than what most pull tabs do, because we're going to be having Marci's body go back and forth left to right. It does need to have the room both ways to pull back and forth. So in the end, my pull tab was sticking out about 1 inch from the edge. So you'll see me grab the card base here and just make sure of just how far that's sticking out. So that looks like it looks right, and that will give us enough movement for Marci back and forth. So I'll just flip that over, and now I can just mark with my pencil where the other attachment with the brad will be, attaching it to the pull tab. So I'll just attach with some washi tape the pull tab in place so we know that that stays in the place where we want it attached, and we'll just pull out that top tab so that we can just cut our holes out. So I've just got this hole punch. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a craft pick just to punch a hole through both of these holes. So I've done the top one. Now I'll do the one that's going to attach to our pull tab, and we'll just slot that back through in place. So just flip your card over and we can just push that through so we can see now where that will line up with our pull tab down below. Now we'll just grab our pencil, and using that already hole punched hole, we can mark in our pull tab where we need to punch the hole for the pull tab to attach. So I've just grabbed my hole punch again, just pop a hole through that, and that's where we'll be able to attach the brad to attach to our top pull tab. So I've got all my brads, so you need 2 brads in total for this. So we need to attach the top tab to our pull tab. So just pushing that through, only open it lightly so that you get plenty of movement. And then we're going to need to feed our tab through to the front and attach our tab to the front with the second brad. So we'll just slot that through both holes, open that out, and just give it a quick test that that does move back and forth. So that moves perfectly. So we just need to work out where we need to stop it from pulling when we're going left to right. As you can see, the tab was a little bit long, so we just need to trim that tab down to give it a bit of room to move back and forth without that tab showing through on the other end. So I actually learnt this technique off Laura Davallo. She did a great tutorial on this, and I thought the image of Retro Marci would work perfectly with this type of pull tab. So I'm just now going to use my pencil to mark out where I need to add my foam tape so that I can attach that, and also where not to attach it to stop that movement. So we're wanting it to stop about there. So just mark with your pencil where to put your foam tape. So just double check that is right. So I've grabbed out some foam tape, and I'm just going to line that up with the edge and just make sure that tab goes to the cross where I need it. And now we'll just add some other foam tape to the top portion to stop it moving too far the other way. So just line that up with our pencil markings, and then we'll just attach foam tape to the rest of our back. So just strategically placed to make sure that that back panel is nice and supported. So we'll give that a test run and make sure that's working. So when we're going to attach it to the back, we just want to make sure that tab doesn't move. So I'll pull off all the release paper, partially on the outer edges, make sure I've got my card front faced the right way, line that up with our card base. Once you're sure that's lined up well, just pull off the rest of the release paper and give it a test. To make sure Marci is sitting above her legs, we just need to pop a little bit of foam tape onto our pull tab, and then we can attach Marci's body on the top, and she is dancing perfectly. So now we want to add the rest of our elements to our card front. So I'm just going to place everything out, make sure everything fits on our card front, and then we'll get everything glued down. Okay, I'm really happy with that layout. Now I've actually put a little bit of blue around Luca. I just thought it was a little bit plain in the white, and I think the blue just makes him pop even better. So we'll just attach our sentiment up the top, and then we'll get our superstar varsity jacket Luca attached to his poster on the wall for Marci to look at while she listens to his songs. And we'll just work out where we're wanting our radio and those records to sit. I'm sure you're like me. When I was young, I used to have stuff lying all over my floor. Even though you're listening to the radio, you'd still have all your records out and stashed everywhere. And when you tidied your room, you just shoved them straight underneath the bed. So we want the radio kind of partially sitting on the floor, but up against the wall, just allowing those records to show through. And this is the finished card project for today. I think Retro Marci was just perfect to make into an interactive dancing girl, listening to her favorite songs from Luca on the radio. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. This card was so fun to make, and I think Retro Marci is just so gorgeous and looks so fun dancing away. Thank you so much for watching. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and leave a comment. And if you'd like to see any future videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.